Warning. The thoughts and views and opinions of guests and hosts are just thoughts and views and opinions of an entertainment podcast. Not to be taken serious or to heart, only for granted like my previous lovers. I am not a professional, I just play one on the show. So please enjoy, or not. I do not control you no matter how cool I sound. Enjoy. Deuces.
Welcome.
No special characters.
Hey, wanna hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Carried away. Sniper rifle. That's a huge red flag. First of all, don't walk past me, stare me up and down, and then go commit a crime, right? That hurts my feelings. I don't think so. What time is it? Oh, it's business time. It's business o'clock. Let's fucking go. Yo. Welcome back, beautiful people, to another episode of No Special Characters. I believe this is episode 195. I could be wrong. Let's double check that. I always do that. I always do this mistake. I got to do my... No, it's 196. 195 was the one before this one. Oh, hey. Semantics. Hopefully you guys are doing great out there. Hopefully you guys are doing good. Hopefully things are going your way. Hopefully things... If it's bad right now, it's getting better. Looking for the silver lining. I'm a gold person, but I do got silver on today. I just remembered that just now. And I am Jose Luis, a.k.a.
On my Cool J.
And this show is...
Hey, wanna hear the most annoying sound in the world?
What could that be?
You're listening to
Special characters.
This is culturally inappropriate.
You're not getting it. It's not clocking to you.
I know a gentleman that's going to be a big part of an upcoming...
Here I come. Here I come.
Hey.
I can't help it that I'm custom made.
We have an emergency contact on my Cool J.
Coming for you, nigga.
That was mad late, a.k.a.
Go back to your 9 to 5, bitch.
That's me.
Wait, Jose!
That's me as well. We have to tell you something. I cut that off kind of early. Hold up. Let's do it again.
Wait, Jose!
That is I.
Jose, I got to tell you something.
I let that play out. Let's do it again.
Wait, Jose!
All right, that's better. A.k.a. Mr. Big and Small. And we're here to have fun with another fun episode. I got a guest today. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear her, but it's my dog, Roxanne. Roxanne, say hello. Good girl. All right, so where do I want to start? All right. If you guys noticed that the podcast kind of slowed down a little bit, and that's because I've just been working more shifts at my job. Not willingly. But, you know, a lot of the stuff that I go through in life happens when I'm going to work. And I think that's what makes this show. All the terrible things I go through. And then I bring it up on the show. And you guys are like, this can't be true. It's true. Sadly, it's true. So I have a tendency of being late to everything I do. It's something I really got to work on. It wasn't on my New Year's resolution, but it's something I got to work on. But every now and then, like, I know I'm in the wrong. I know it's my fault. I'm 100% responsible for my actions. But this one day, about a week ago, I might as well make that a soundbite. I got in my car. I was about like leaving the house about 5-10 minutes late, and driving. Normal speeds. I don't like to speed because I know it's not going to change the fact that I'm late. No matter how not as late as I could be, I could pull up. I'm still late. So driving. I take this very specific route to go to work. And this one time, I normally look up the block before I make a left. Normally I do that. Yeah, not this time. I booked the left, had to stop. You're like, well, was it garbage day? Was the UPS truck there? Was the FedEx truck there? Was the Amazon truck there? What made you come to such a halt? It was, you're not going to believe this. You're not going to believe it. Nobody, why would you believe it? Why would you think that I'm telling you this thing? And it is a goddamn elephant. A fucking elephant. There goes monetization. Was obstructing me from leaving. So, boom, turned in. Oh, elephant. Huge ass. Big old ass. And I'm like, all right, let me back up out of here. The minute I put the car in reverse, 2 cars just locked me in. So now we're dealing with we're dealing with the elephant in the proverbial room. I don't even think I use proverbial, right? That's what I'm dealing with. A whole elephant in front of me, and people dumb enough to see that there's an elephant in front of me and not put the car in reverse. They wanted to wait for the elephant to keep moving. Like elephants have to do what we tell them to do, right? It's a fucking elephant. What the hell are we talking about? Like, who do you go to get an elephant from? Where do you buy an elephant from? What is the permit to get an elephant? What do you do when an elephant decides to be an elephant, right? There's no procedures for this. So I'm watching this and I'm like, I'm not going to honk the horn. Why would I honk the horn? Who would in their right mind honk the horn to frighten the fucking elephant? That's how many tons that he is. And so he could just roll back onto my car. No. And then I get crushed. Elephant on elephant crime. Like, what are we talking about, bro? So I'm there. I'm like, can somebody move? Can somebody move? Somebody just put it in reverse. We're not that deep into the block. No. Dumbass lady. Swear to God, it's always the women. Whenever something happens, it's just random screaming or just random horn blowing. And not in the good way. So, yeah. I am now dealing with an elephant that's walking slow. And somebody's behind me is honking the horn. And it just came to a stop. You ever heard a big creature come to a stop? I know some of you guys are like, I hear my wife come to a stop every day. No. This big creature came to a halt. Like, I'm like, oh shit. It's about to get real. And I'm like, what do I do in this situation? What do I do in this situation? Because there's no way for me to go. Now I'm like, I'm here for the ride. So I'm like, all right, whatever. But back to the question I had at hand. How the hell did these people get an elephant? How did you rent an elephant? It was for a wedding. I'm from Queens. I don't know how you know how Queens gets down, but Queens be having like the 6-7 day weddings. It just be going on, fucking marching bands, music bands, everything. The band from fucking the Diddy show be there. And I'm like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? So let me look it up. How do you rent an elephant from in New York City? Looks like I'm going to be a snitch. It says you cannot legally rent a live elephant. Wait, you can rent dead elephants? I need more into that. Look more into that one. In New York City, as both New York City health codes, because they take massive shits, because who cleans up the shit? I'm not making no money off this episode. Who cleans up the elephant poo, right? Who would clean that up? The gigantic poo. Who's doing that? All right. We don't, Lord knows what else is in there. So, New York City health codes or New York City Elephant Protection Acts strictly ban the use of elephants for entertainment acts, weddings, I'm about to make some money, honey. You guys, they were like, they're going to watch the show. Live elephant rentals. Wait, so where can I rent an elephant outside of New York and America? That's an even better question. But let's see. Base local rates, $6,500 if the handler is local. Oh, it gives example. California, Texas. You got elephants in Texas? Okay. National travel rates start at $14,000 and they could cover the money. I'm about to fucking send them to get them sued. All right. Let's see. Legal alternative New York cities, because this is what New York's being on some bullshit. Life-size statues, resin replicas, $200 to $300 per event. You're not bringing big ass fake elephants to my crib. You might as well get the real fucking elephant. Yo, come on. But yeah, on my way to work, I'm like, I think I could get there and be like 5 minutes late. I could probably be there 5 minutes late. Let's see. Nope, not at all. Not at all, bro. Big ass elephant, dumbass people. I was at work 30 minutes late. I was tight. I was like, and it's not something that I could be like, oh, this really happened. Because we're in the world of AI. Who's gonna believe that there's an elephant in the middle of the street? Who's gonna believe that? Would you believe that? Picture this. You're the boss. You're in charge of everybody here. somebody is not showing up at your workstation on time, right? So you're waiting. Where the hell is this person at? They finally come in, all disheveled, sweating, because they ran from the parking lot up 3 flights of stairs. And it's like, you're never going to believe what happened. There's always something with you, but you're really not going to believe what happened. But there's always something with you. Bruh, there's a goddamn elephant on my way to work. Go home. And it's not like I could just like pull out a picture, but like, look, there's a fucking elephant right here. That's AI. That's ChatGPT. That's Grok. That's all these things. Like, yo, go home, pack it up. Like, there's no way around it, bro. There's no way around it. It's the most craziest thing. And I'm like, what did I do in life for this to happen to me? Where I'm stuck here behind the elephant. And you would think that's like the worst thing. That was the worst thing that happened to me that day. But no. Later that day, I looked like an elephant even more. So I'm sitting at my desk. The huzz is at my desk. And I had some pretzels, right? I had pretzels. And I had a bag of M&Ms. I don't like looking fat, so I hide the way I be looking fat, all right? So I opened the cup. No, I opened the bag of M&Ms and I put it in a coffee cup. So pretzel bite, M&Ms. Pretzel bite, M&Ms. You could probably buy those things together. I'm hella cheap. No, I'm not doing it. I'm not spending $6 for that. You crazy? So boom. Girl comes over. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Oh my God, flirting. And boom, I reach for my cup of M&Ms and it falls. It was a lot of M&Ms. It was a nice 4-inch drop from where I had it to the table. So all you hear is like, you just hear all the candy falling on my desk, around my desk, on the floor. You hear a river of M&Ms falling. M&M peanuts, if you guys aren't going to get the elephant reference, all over the desk. And she's like, oh my God. I'm like, I got it. Please. Don't look at me. I'm like grabbing M&Ms and putting it back in the cup. Yes, I'm putting it back in the cup. I'm going to eat those M&Ms. I paid for that, all right? It cost me $2.10. Those M&Ms, done. Clean, all right? 5-second rule-ish. So, yeah. That's very embarrassing. That's super embarrassing. To be in front of a girl that likes you, you look cool, your hair looks right, you smell good, you're having an intellectual conversation about Love Island, and guess what? You dropped the candy. And it's like, but what's in this cup? Don't look in there, bitch. It's pretzels in that cup. I'm double fisting cups of fucking candy and food, bro. That's how crazy it looks at the job. Oh my God. For me to be enlightened later that day and go to the 7-Eleven, it's not a podcast about the 7-Eleven Chronicles, and get called the crackhead. I got called the crackhead. In my finest polo attire, I got called a crackhead by a lady that was clearly a crackhead. She looked me dead in my eyes because she was babbling about something, and I'm looking forward. I'm tuning her out like as a true New Yorker does, and she's got in front of my face, not like in my face, but like in my line of sight. She goes, "You're a crackhead." I was like, "The fuck? You are a crackhead." I'm like, Habib, you're not gonna do nothing about this. You got this girl calling me a crackhead. She only spent 43 cents in here. Like, what is going on? And if I say something and I call her a crackhead, I'm wrong, right? If I drop some change on the floor, I'm wrong, right? Right, Habib? Right, Habib? You're still not doing enough. You're still behind the counter, bro. Can you get this crackhead out of here? Her transaction is done. There's nothing in here that costs 49 cents. Oh, another topic. I'm not a fan of the change rule. I'm not a fan of the change rule. To have exact change, you want me to walk around with 13 cents worth of change, 17 cents worth of change, 18 cents worth of change, right? I'm not a fan of this. I'm all over the place. This is how you know I had a bunch on my mind and I couldn't get it off. So if you go buy something that costs 18 cents in New York State right now, in New York City, right? And you don't have your debit card, sometimes they don't even allow you to swipe your debit card because it's not enough money for the transaction, right? I had to deal with this last week too. I bought a screw. cost 18 cents. I was like, I got 18 cents, or do you want this? Brother, it doesn't matter. We're going to charge you 20. But I'm telling you, I have 18 cents, but we're going to charge you 20. Wait. So you're going to rob me for 2 cents more off of this transaction when I have exact change? Nah. At this point, I could just steal it, and you ain't going to do shit. That doesn't even count as a crime. It's barely a misdemeanor. Who's going to charge me for 18 cents worth of theft? Come on. What are we talking about? So I'm like, 18 cents, goodbye. So I started doing that. I was like, damn, bro, all these stores is probably doing that, where if it comes out to an odd number or something that's not 5, 10, 20, 25, 50 or whatever, or if you don't got it, they're just marking it up. They're just robbing you of extra money. I have a problem with that. And you're probably like 2 cents isn't really a lot of money. It adds up. If you go through 100 people a day, let's say 80 people are not there with exact change, you're up marking all those people. I'm not going to do the math for 2 cents because it could be different. But like, it came out to 91 cents. They're not going to go to 90 cents. They're going to go to the dollar. That's the other thing. I ain't a fan of that math right there. You going the wrong way. Nah, give me a discount. I went to go grab it. I went to go do the measurements. Nah, give me my employee discount. Knock that cent off. Stop playing with me. So, yeah. But this all leads to a different conversation, which was still on crackheads. And I can't tell if he was a crackhead or if he was for real, if he was a LARPer or if he was the real deal. So I was at the mall yesterday, and I think I ran into Cody Rhodes. You're probably like, who's Cody Rhodes? It's Mr. Rhodes' son. So, yeah. This dude was in the mall. Tall dude. Brolic dude, right? And he had a gigantic WWE belt on him. And I'm looking at him. I'm like, why does this guy? I was like, I've seen teenagers walking around with WWE belts trying to be cool. But this is a grown ass man walking around with a WWE belt. And his jacket says Rhodes. That's the only reason I knew it was, is that Cody Rhodes? Like, what the fuck? Like, wearing the whole Cody Rhodes outfit and then going to the mall is wild. But the whole thing is that he was walking really fast. He was walking really, really fast. So I couldn't catch up to him. I got tiny legs. So he's just walking around the mall. And if it was Cody Rhodes, I feel bad because not one person paid attention to him. Not one. Everybody just like ignored him, minded their business, went upon their own day, continued their shopping. This dude is strutting in the mall, speed walking with a gigantic gold belt over his shoulder. And I'm like, can't be. And then it would be like, this would be sad if it is. If it is Cody Rhodes, this is really sad. This is like that Bow Wow video where he's like, nobody knows who I am. Nobody cares who you are. We probably saw who you were. We just don't care. Right? We got things to do. Still got to pay bills. Things still got to get done. Nothing's changed. Nothing's changed at all. So, yeah. I was like, oh shit, Cody Rhodes. And then I went to fucking Express to look for a tie for a job interview because that's what adults do. You thought I was going to ask Cody Rhodes for a picture? Hey, man, do you want to see me in the middle of the food court and take a picture here in front of the Sbarros? Huh? Like, ooh, look where I met Cody Rhodes at, on the road to victory at Sbarros. Like, come on, not an ad. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy. That was basically my week right there. That's however you guys taking that information. Do you guys go through crazy things like that? Do you guys deal with things like that? Do you guys just, or is your like, you have like a normal day? Like this, just things just naturally go right in your favor. Like I never hear ever, like I feel like when I go to work sometimes and I talk to people, they're like, he has to be making this shit up. I'm like, I'm really going through this. And then the only person that's cool enough to know is that I'm not lying about this is my homegirl Maz. Maz has been with me on the road, traveling to work. She's been with me at the Savs. And she'll be like, it's always something with you. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. But I don't know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on now. And we're back. My bad. If you notice, I did a hat change because I didn't like the way they looked against the background and the shirt. It just annoyed me. It's one of my favorite hats to wear too. All right, but I got the brand on. So where was I going to? I said I was going to go to another section, which was the movie review section.
Boy, over the top.
How outre.
This week, we're going to talk about this movie I just saw a couple of days ago called Eddington, whatever. It's on HBO, not an ad. It caught me off guard, right? It started off super slow. This movie takes place in a make-believe town in Texas, right? Now, the way this movie was described to me, like, yo, these things are based off true events. So I'm like, damn, all this stuff really happened? No. But it's based off true events, as in this movie takes place during COVID. This movie takes place during when George Floyd just died. So that's a cute way to be like, it's based off true events and then throw us off by this movie being 100% fiction. But there's real parts to it. So it was like, all right, it's a good watch. So this movie came out last year. It stars Joaquin Phoenix and Pedro Pascal. Everybody else is kind of like, meh. Oh no, my bad. I'm lying. There's the white boy that plays Elvis Presley. He's in it. I don't know his name. And Emma Stone's in it. And Emma Stone is one of those girls that you can't tell if she's hot or not. Like, you were like, yeah, I'll take it down. But then there's days like, I don't know if I'll take it down. This is extremely a wrong way to start a movie review section. It's a movie review section, Jose, not a women review section. That's for the Patreon. So, yeah. This movie takes place around 2025. And no, the movie takes place in 2020. This movie came out in 2025. So it's about a small town in Texas that's going through a mayoral election, right? This takes place when COVID is freshly new, right? So they had just put the mask rule into effect. And when I don't know if you guys lived through it, you guys know people were very anti-mask and mask. It was a big thing. If you wore a mask, oh, you're a pussy, you don't believe in freedom. And if you didn't wear a mask, you're a fucking monster. So it was all these things going on, and these two people are going against each other. And it's the town sheriff versus the previous mayor. And it just turns into an all-out smear campaign, right? And it just shows you how crazy social media is and how social media could take regular people's lives and transform it for either something positive or something negative. So the mayor, that Pedro Pascal's character, right? He wanted to bring a data center to the town so it could bring in more money and so on and so forth. The problem is it's a small, poor town. It kind of looks abandoned. So the city is literally, or the town's literally going through a drought. And your response is that we're going to bring in a data center that's going to use up a lot of water. So the sheriff was against it. He was like, nah, I don't believe in that. I don't believe in these masks. I don't believe in this. I don't believe in that. No, I'm going to stand against everything that you stand for. Like, whatever you want here, we're not going to go for that. We're not doing that. We're not selling our beautiful place to a data center. Are you crazy? So that's the whole point of the argument. As the movie goes on, and you notice, like, oh, there's underlying things going on here. That's weird. So Emma Stone's character is the sheriff's wife. But they didn't move like that. I thought that was his daughter or something. And then Emma Stone's mom, I thought that was his wife. So as the movie unravels, you start noticing, like, oh, like, she's a little bit weird. She makes these weird dolls. And then you find out she is a victim of rape. I'm going to say it, whatever. And they're hiding something. It's in your face, but it's not in your face, right? So they're going back, they're talking about it, and they're implying who her attacker was without acknowledging it, right? It's so weird to explain, right? So at one point in the movie, her husband does a smear against the mayor saying that, yo, I think he might have molested my girl. He might have did this when she was underage and this and that, which is a crazy tactic, bro. I'm like, wait, what? He did what? He said what? But then as the movie moves forward, you're like, nah, it was her dad. Her dad molested her. Her dad did all these terrible things to her. And in her own home, there is a shrine to this man. The mom has a shrine to her husband, and you kind of get the idea that she knows that it was him, but she doesn't want to like bring it to the light. And then her dad is her husband's old boss. He used to be the sheriff. So he's not even going to try to even indulge the idea that her dad did something. So it was just such a good scene. I would say because of that, the writing in this, as sometimes if it goes far left, bro, it was good writing. It was good writing. I don't have a gripe about this movie. Not one gripe at all. And I know what the biggest gripe that people will have about this movie is, all right, this happens 2020, COVID rules into effect. Everybody's tense. Everybody's doing 6 feet or they're staying home. George Floyd dies. We're in the middle of nowhere, bum-ass Texas. I apologize, Texas. Oh, I'm sorry, not Texas, New Mexico, right? A town that has maybe 40, 50 people, 49% white, 1% black, literally 1% black. I could be wrong about the 49% part. There may be white and Mexican, right? Oh, and Native Americans, can't forget them. They're there too. And they're talking about Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. And normally we're like, all right, I that's cool. I get it. But then you start looking at everybody protesting. They're all white. And then you look at the one black person in the town, he's a police officer. So it's like mad fucking funny, bro. I'm like, it was a movie that would piss everybody off. And then you you have to laugh at it. You have to laugh at it because seeing a bunch of white teenagers talk about white guilt and trying to tell a black man that's been black his whole life that he should be offended by this and you're on the wrong side and you don't know what it's like to be black. It's kind of crazy. It's funny as hell. And that's kind of what happened during COVID, that people got on these like little, they set themselves up for these missions. And I'm like, I don't think you fully grasp your mission. And then it's like, okay, if you say so, I'm not going to argue with you, but it's just a little weird. It's just a little weird. And it started this whole, are you an ally or are you not an ally? And I'm like, watching this movie, I'm like, do you have because I live in New York City, right? I've seen this firsthand. People just go, rah, 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 rah. Everything is wrong. You should be ashamed to be white. This, that white. And I'm like, not everybody is in that boat. Because I remember those conversations happening in my chat room when we were all in a chat room. And I'm like, every day somebody would be like, oh, da 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 da. And then we had white friends in the chat who I love and adore. And I would bring things up as a comedy. Yo, look at this shit. And then somebody would bring more and more serious. And it's like, all right, I don't think you grasp the idea that, hey, not everybody is on the same boat. Not everybody's on the same boat. Not everybody's on the same boat. You can't be like, all white people are like this. I grew up with mad white people, bro. They are not like the people that are represented as we see today as MAGAs, as what's the good boys, tall boys, whatever, the good old something boys, whatever. But it was like, okay. But now I'm watching this in this movie and I'm like, this is great. And it also goes far as the point where everything's extreme. Everything's extreme, right? Everything's extreme. This is what the far left would do. This is what the far right would do. So it's gathering moments in real life. And I remember, I think this is when they were blaming Antifa. So, and they mentioned Antifa here. And I remember this conversation where in the news, if I'm 100% correctly remembering, there was a sheriff that went on TV. He was like, if you plan to come here, just know that you will be met with arms. You will be taken out, At that point, nobody knew who the fuck Antifa was. So you're just really just threatening people of color. That's what you're really doing. You're really threatening people that have a Black Lives Matter shirt. Like, you guys are Antifa. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? So in this movie, they do the same thing. And the spoiler alert here is, a lot transpires between the mayor and the sheriff. The mayor crosses the line. Sheriff loses it, kills the mayor, blames it on Antifa, went in front of the camera, said, Antifa, if you come here, you do anything else, we're going to body you. Antifa hears it, they gear up, jump on the plane, they pull up. It's just all extremes. With all the movie to end with, whatever side you were on, it doesn't matter. It's whatever the main powers that be will be. All right. So you could be anti this, cool. The government wants it, it's gonna happen. So in the beginning of the movie, the sheriff is very anti data center, anti this, anti that. Boom. He gets injured really bad in the movie, right? Basically makes him a living vegetable, right? And now he's being used as a puppet. And then his wife's mother somehow takes care of him. Guess what? We now have a data center. The gold mining Magikarp. It's a fucking great name if you ask me. And then she's going through these things, putting these things into place. And this guy's just there for the ride. He's just there powerless. He's just a figure with no power. Like they're using his name, but it's all on behalf of her, whatever she wants. So they go from living in this regular house, it looks dingy as shit. His wife ends up leaving him. She ends up leaving him for another cult leader / activist. Crazy, bro. Has a baby with him. He has to see it through the television as a vegetable. You see him crying and shit. And then his new life is him just being pampered, but not really being pampered. And it ends with him being put to bed by the night nurse. Then the mother, his girl's mom, lays right next to him. And then the therapist gets in the bed too. They all share, the living age gets in the bed too. It ends like that. So it's like, this movie's fucked up, bro. But it's a great movie. I tell people to go watch it. Like, yo, go watch it. Go into it knowing that something there is gonna piss you off, but don't get to the point where you're like, all right, I'm gonna turn this shit off. Because it was just a lot, bro. This shit stirred up a lot of emotions. It stirred up a lot of emotions. All right, let's go into.
You're listening to.
Where do I want to start? I'm going to start off with some weirdness. Then I'm going to start with more weirdness. And I'm going to end it with some slander. All right. So last week, I believe it was Monday. Straight off the Monday, I was scrolling on my phone. And this footage came up of a man that jumped off a bridge. Actually, two people jumped off a bridge on this day, now that I think about it. So somebody jumped off, I believe, the Verrazano. I don't think they lived. And another person jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge. They lived, right? But the person that jumped off the Brooklyn Bridge kind of went to go fall into like land. I don't think the person in the Verrazano, I think the Verrazano dude just landed on water. And the current, you got to deal with all that stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, but we're going to talk about the Brooklyn dude. Brooklyn dude, whatever he was on, must have been high as shit on the good shit. Decided to climb to the top of the Brooklyn Bridge, butt ass naked, dick all out, right? And it was hot that day. We were in a heat wave. So, a couple of times his joint touched the metal. Pause. And he was like, ugh, terrible. That would have made me change my mind on anything, right? So, gets to the top of it, and he's carrying something, but nobody could tell what he's carrying. But you just see a crazy guy climbing to the top of the bridge. Do I have audio? Let's go.
Oh my God. He doesn't have a parachute.
All right, so that's just him jumping. I don't know if you heard the guy, but he was like, oh my God, thank God he had a parachute. No, he did not. He did not have a parachute. He had an Amazon work bag. He used an Amazon work bag as a parachute. If I'm Amazon, if I'm anybody at Amazon right now, guess what I'm doing? I'm using that as the commercial. Not only can we carry this into your life with life-saving remedies, it can also save your life if you're in a situation where you need a parachute. Like, I would market the hell out of that. I would put logos and parachutes of our name on it. Like, hey, just like this guy, because he lived. I was like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I don't know what drugs you would be on to do that. Crack don't make you do that. There's no, you have to tell the person there's crack there, and then he would have to read a note, like the crack's downstairs. All right, boom. I don't think a meth head's doing that. You could say he's mentally unstable. I can't buy that. The only reason, I don't know, maybe. I'm treading into waters I'm unfamiliar with. But I don't think you could call it a suicide attempt because he thought he had a parachute and he lived, so it worked. So yeah, that's crazy. That's how I started my week, with the elephant, the parachute, the crackhead. All right, this album might be called Crack because that's all I've been talking about is crack. So yeah, it's crazy. Then from here, what else are we gonna get into? Teach me, baby. Oh, there we go. The reason I'm singing that is because he's coming up, the next topic after this comp. So apparently the drafts are happening for the WNBA, and a couple of men have submitted their resume to them that are they were ex first round drafts. So we got a guy, former NBA first round pick, Enes Kanter. He's one of them. Then former NBA first round pick, Royce White. They're declaring submission into the WNBA, right? We all knew this was happening. Just a week before that, Sophie Cunningham was talking about how she's not a fan of the idea of them allowing transgenders into the league. And as much as beautiful as she is, as cute as she is, I'm going to have to oppose. Because now maybe it might be interesting. I might actually watch a game. I might finish the game. Like, Sophie, you good and all, but you ain't good enough for me to watch the whole goddamn game. Even the sloth, she's good to look at. You don't look at her face, but yeah, not enough. Or the girl that looks like a Whovillian. I always forget her name. But there's only 3 of y'all. Caitlin Clark. Maybe four. She gives me Jim Carrey vibes, but let's see. Other than that, games be boring. It's a bunch of misses. Those bricks could build a whole new America. All those misses they could do, they could take all those bricks and build a whole new empire. All right, they could build the Coliseum and a whole new stadium. The way they be missing. And then Angel Reese, you're gonna have a long day. Caitlin Clark, we already saw you. You just had a long day, girl. You just had a long day. Oh my God. Shorty went for a three, and they yammed that shit in front of her. Like, get that shit out of here. She looked, that's the first I've ever seen her look like a distressed white woman. She's like, oh my God, did anybody see that? Like, that shit was bad funny. And then you got Angel Reese that's going to be doing the me-bounds. I think that ends if you have ex-NBA players in there. Oh, and then we're getting dunking. We're dunking on these hoes. Let's fucking go. And the other thing was the betting. The betting is going to be so one-sided. Who's playing today? What's his name? Royce. Royce is playing? Yo, $10,000 on Royce. He's going to score 100 points by himself. Who else? Oh, Enes. Enes is going to dunk it at least 700 million times. Like, yeah, $10,000 on Enes. Like, it's going to be crazy, bro. I've seen footage, and it's not funny, but I've seen footage of like the WNBA team playing a high school varsity team, and it's a complete wash. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. And it always happens in every sport, whether it's basketball, soccer, and all these things. So, yeah, I don't think that's good luck. It's going to be crazy to see how that happens, but yeah. Crazy, bro. So now everybody's mad. Now everybody don't want to be equal. The nerve. No. You're catching these jumpers in your face. So, boom. All right, now to move over to the slander part. Oh, I just thought about this. The only way for this to work, if they do allow transgender players to play, they're going to have to create a super team. Kind of like what LeBron did. So it would have to be Caitlin Clark. It had to be Angel Reese, the girl that slapped the shit out of Caitlin Clark, Sophie Cunningham, and the Whoville girl. I always forget her name. Very cute. I just forget her name. It had to be all them. And then some. All right, so like I said, I was going to jump into slander. So Drake is still shooting. Fam. what are you doing? You were doing so good. Like the album was filled with shots, but they were talking about, he did an interview and I'm like, okay, whatever. Or he did like a stream. He did something. I don't care. But they were talking about the success of his album. It was very successful for his fan base. To me, I would have said he would have had the song in the summer. I would have said he had the song in the summer. Then Carisha came, kicked his ass out the summer. But that's just me. And if you think I'm lying, you think I'm over here just providing Drake slander, just to provide Drake slander, whatever, bro. But where all my scamming ass bitches at? Yeah, that song's a problem. I don't think he was counting on Carisha. So yeah. He said something. Hold on, let me look it up. So it says, Drake sends a message to anybody trying to diss him.
I appreciate the last few months. It's been incredible for me, you know.
You got two microphones.
On that head top.
And
these guys are dropping.
Only one side of my headphones are working.
Hello and goodbye. You know what I'm saying? And careful with that reply because the pen isn't dry. I'm just letting you know. That's what I'm on. By the way, let me pop it. Yes, double crown bracelets. Okay.
All right. So still being funny. I like it. But the pen isn't dry. Like, you gotta relax, bro. You gotta relax. You're doing too much. You could have just kept it cool. You could have kept it P. You could have kept it all these things. But that's what made it funny. He also did a 20 versus 1, which I found hilarious. And the joke is like, oh my God, he's just like me. I'm like, it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. I liked it a lot. My only issue with that thing with them right there is he did it for what's her name? The girl, she has the name from the girl from Transylvania. Let's see, did I write that down? Mavis, right? The girl's name is Mavis. She's cute, but have you not seen Queen Nuffy? I'd bark for Queen Nuffy. Whatever Queen Nuffy want me to do, ruff, 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 right? That's fine. Not for Mavis. Mavis was like, And she got that sharpened canines. Not a fan. Not a fan. Also, speaking on this, you're never going to beat those allegations. You're never going to beat those allegations, bro. God damn, bro. And they had to be golf girls, the purest of whites, the purest of Vikings. Also want to know, a lot of those golf girls are really pale. Is it makeup or are they really pale? Like, do you really take time out of your day to put on pounds and pounds and pounds and pounds of makeup to get pound and pound and pound it off later? But yeah, that's also annoying in laundry. That's annoying if I'm wearing a black shirt. Very annoying. But hey, to each his own. But my son was rough, rough, rough. That's funny. I like that. That's jokes. Be funny. So it's like, Oh God, it sounded so bad. It sounded like it was like, shut up and dribble. No, but I was like, I was just like watching this and I was like, it was going so good. But then he just went, it's basically anybody can get it. I'm like, not needed, bro. Not needed. You put out a decent, well, they'll say you put out a decent art, right? You put in a decent body of art. That's them, not me. I want to say that. But I did think you almost had Song of the Summer. I almost did think. I know we're in August right now, so it's kind of on the way out, but that Carisha song. And there's something about that song, because that song is for girls, but a lot of guys love that song. It's crazy how guys appreciate being called simps when a bad bitch is doing it. You know what? I think I am. Well, we just saw the video of you, so I get it. Like, like rough. I'm like, all right. But that's mad funny, bro. I was like this. It wasn't real slander, but it was like, like, you gotta relax. It's just not needed. Let it fade away the way Summer Jam faded away. Summer Jam faded away. Not one person mentioned Summer Jam. It must have been really bad. You know what's crazy how I know Summer Jam was bad? Summer Jam happened down the block for me. It happened like 3 miles away from me. 3 miles. Not a peep. Didn't hear anything. Nobody talked about it. The most I heard was Rubbers was going to be there with the AI song. Okay. But other than that, not one person. Then I heard 38 Special made a fool of himself. Okay. That's about it. I think the Home Depot was more popping. So, yeah. Actually, there was some shit just happening at Home Depot. I don't know what these guys are doing, but they were moving a crate of guns 3 machetes, and some marijuana. So, yeah, like I said, Home Depot was way more popping than Summer Jam. All right, I'm going to get out of this section, and we're going to go to...
Wait, Jose! Jose, I got to tell you something.
How's the new show going? Not too bad. Not too bad. I want to do more. I want to figure out how to get more in 60 seconds. Is that your guys' dream? But yeah, I have to figure out how to do more. How can I do more? It's doing great numbers wise. Oh, look at me. TikTok can go eat a dick. I was gonna censor it. No, eat a dick. I'm noticing I'm playing these algorithm games, and I'm seeing how it's working, and I'm seeing how it's going. I always get issues because every now and then I'll upload a video at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when I have time to edit. That's when I'm free thinking. I was like, all right, I could probably put this out. I could probably work this out. It's not the right time, so I get it why a lot of the views happen. So I'm doing sample size, and I'm following a rhythm, right? There's this rhythm that you have to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, upload, right? Or you can just preset it. 9 o'clock, boom, there. That's why I do the show every Monday, 9 o'clock, or at least I try to. So boom, there, got it. Okay. Do it on YouTube, I do it on Instagram, and I do it on TikTok. Instagram, numbers up, moving. Cool, I'll take it. They're not a crazy amount, but I'll take it. Instagram, boom, moving, numbers up. 1.5K views, 2.5K views. Great. TikTok, 88. 80. I did 7 uploads, 88 views, 77 views, 66 views. The last one I just did, I checked it, 2 views. I'm following the same algorithm, the same patterns, exactly what they want, right? So I did one where I spaced it out 3 times a week. First one, all right, cool, that did good. Other one, 3 days in a row, no. No, I did 4 days in a row, no. So I was like, all right, I'm at the point where I'm done with TikTok. TikTok can kick rocks. I will no longer be uploading to TikTok, nor caring about TikTok. If you ask me right now, not to sound bitter, I haven't been on TikTok in a minute. That's why I'm surprised when I see numbers. I'm like, oh, there's people watching this. But at this point, I think I'm going to get it off TikTok. It's going to be disbanded, disabled, and all these things. I'm going to pull whatever videos that I can save that I just recorded off of the love. Not the podcast stuff. Just the random videos that I uploaded. Like, it's not right. It's on TikTok. And it's like, all right, bro, you know how crazy it is to have a video do so amazing? 100,000 views, right? 100,000 views. I have another video that people save like crazy. It gets saved at least 5 times a day. And it's content, but it's not the content that I want to be out there. And it's like, okay, your video, these videos that you guys watch, that you guys see, 2 views. 2 views. All right, man, we're done here. It's over. I'm not dealing with TikTok. So that's going to get the fuck out of here. So, yeah. But sample size, I think I'm going to do it to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday format. My bad if you're watching on TikTok, but that shit's out of here. Well, clearly you guys aren't watching it on TikTok because it's not even moving over there. So, yeah. It's doing good on Facebook. The old people are watching it. It's crazy. So, yeah. Kick Rocks TikTok. All right, that's the name of this episode. Kick Rocks TikTok. So, yeah, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to try to do it. And the only reason I'll be able to alternate it well is because this month is just me working weekends where I would normally record this. I'm recording this on a Sunday right now. So, yeah. So, that's how it's going. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it, and I can keep it going on. All right, next question. Did you hear the Bleak Breakfast Club interview? What was your stance on wearing other people's chains? There was more to that interview, but I know what you're talking about. Bleak has the chain that he was given to as a group member for Rockefeller, and you're talking about Tony Yayo that kind of wears 50 Cent's chain. 50 Cent made jewelry, but he didn't hand out jewelry. It's the most funniest thing ever, right? Like, don't get it twisted what I'm saying. So he made the G-Unit spin chain. Everybody didn't get a G-Unit spin chain. He just made it. One person, all right, you can wear it. Cool. He hands out chains and people wear it. Now, where I'm from, the way I grew up is, that's a form of sunning. Like, nah, I'm not going to get you something, but you can hold on to this. You can get onto this. It's basically theirs, but it's not really theirs, right? I think Tony Yayo had the, which one did he have again? He had a chain, but I think that was his chain. Other than that, the game had this, Buck had that, Banks had this. It's whatever, man. But yeah. So we're talking about chains, and I've been seeing people on the internet defend it, and that's how you can tell people that don't have work ethic, people that don't know how to hustle, people that don't know how to make money, right? If you don't have a chain, you don't need a chain, all right? You don't need it. You don't need it. There is no purpose. This is just whatever. I have a chain, right? And that you're probably like, that comes a lot from a person that's wearing a chain already. But do you know how crazy? You know what it is? Do you know why I could correlate this? I didn't have money for clothes, right? Growing up in the early stages, right? Like, I couldn't get every Jordan. I couldn't get every Timberland. I couldn't get every throwback jersey. I couldn't get a lot of things. I just happened to be great friends with a person at the time where he would let me borrow clothes. And I remember at one point he got tight. And I remember it clear as day. And after that, I never borrowed shit again. But he was like, yo, I literally wore these today. I was like, yeah, can I wear them tomorrow? But they know they're not yours. They're going to know. I'm like, fam, I don't care. I want to wear them. So after seeing a response like that, I was like, all right, we're never doing this shit again. So same correlation, but when it comes down to jewelry. This is the same correlation when it comes down to cars. Same correlation. Like, I see a lot of the times people borrow their friends' expensive ass cars. What do you do the next day if you bag something that you like, right? If you bag something that you like. Now, I'm not talking about the girl that you just pipe at the club. I'm talking about something that you like. Right? What if you run into your future wife and you're driving around in this expensive ass car and expensive ass jewelry? The bubble has to burst. Reality has to set in. At one point, she's going to be there at your crib. The car is not there. The jewelry is not there. Now you got to explain what you were doing with that. And I think that's 1,000 times way worse than being like, yo, you don't have a chain? No, I don't have a chain. All right, cool. You can't afford one or you don't want one. And you can play that one off like, I just genuinely don't want one. I don't feel the purpose of a chain. Cool. Easier to get that off then. Nah, that's such and such's chain. Nah, that's such and such's car. Or what if you try to bag something with somebody that he already bagged? Like, you're over there, like, or you're already wearing scraps. Now you're going to be picking up scraps. You go to talk to a girl and be like, yo, mom, you see me in this car, da-da-da. That's such and such's car. And you know they're going to bring it out in front of everybody. You're driving such and such's car. That's his chain too. That's a way worse doubt than anything else. But yeah, I don't think there's a way that you could look not corny wearing somebody else's shit. And all the people that are defending it lets me know that you don't have shit. You're cool with other people's shit. And that's a bigger red flag to me than anything else. That's a way huge red flag than anything else to me. So, yeah. All these people pretending to be something that they're not. That's my biggest walk away from this. You're pretending to be something that you're not. Like, stop asking, go get it. That's the way I feel. Next topic. Robert Pattinson is Batman. Of course he's Batman. Robert Pattinson is Chris Hansen? It's A24. We just talked about an A24 movie. It seems like he's Chris Hansen, but they're calling it Primetime. I would have called it Predator, but then I guess that's whole other lawsuit. But yeah. And the most funniest thing that I've seen of the trailer is there's a little Indian man. And if you guys ever watched Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator in the beginning stages, there was a dude from Queens in it, Indian man. Pulls up to this house. A little girl there, or the actress is there, gets butt-ass naked, sits on the couch. Just sits on the couch like it's normal. He starts scrolling. Turns on the TV, starts watching TV shit, and then Chris Hansen comes out like, what the fuck is you doing? Why is you naked? Like, and then at that point, you can't even front, but like, oh no, I'm not here for that. I'm here to warn her, because that's they always say that. I'm here to warn these children to stay away from people like me. You're already there. You are already there, sir. What the fuck is you doing? So I'm watching this, and he has the voice down, because at first it sounds weird, but then you start thinking about it like, Chris Hansen does sound like that. And it looks like it's a story with a commute, right? Where he's talking to some random guy, like, yo, do you ever feel weird? Do you ever notice these people? Do you that? Just a whole bunch of moral questions. And I was talking to my cousin about it too. And he goes, there was a guy that he took a train with every day. And then they were doing a sting. He fell for one of the traps and he noticed that's the guy. And the guy knows who I am. And he was still trying to do the thing. And then he magically just ended up on my show. And he was like, oh shit, it's you. And I'm like, Spider-Man meme. So yeah. I don't know if it will be good or not, but I do believe it's going to be embellished like a motherfucker. And I'm totally fine with that because I don't mind him as an actor. He was really bad in Twilight. I judged him really harshly off Twilight. And everybody's favorite scene in Twilight is when he sees Bella in the classroom and he's just like making these faces like, and he kind of goes, you stink. And I'm like, started fucking crying. Because I was like, what does he smell? Like, what does he smell? Does he smell the werewolves or does he smell her vagina? I'm like, yo, man, clean your vagina, please. I swear to God. It stinks. The smell. So, yeah, I was like, I always laugh at that scene because people interpret it so fucking different. They're like, oh my God, it's because of this. And I'm like, we don't know that. We don't know anything. All right. We weren't the character. We don't know who we are. We don't know the smell that they give unless they wrote it down in the book somewhere, which I'm not fucking reading. So, yeah, it was mad funny. I was like, he's like, you smell. And she's like smelling her hair. I'm like, bitch, did you wash your ass today? So, yeah. Robert Pattinson as the Catch a Predator / the Batman. Is the Bat considered a predator? I don't think so. Somebody's going to tell me. An elephant's considered a predator. But, yeah. Moving on. Oh, before I do, we got some voice comparisons.
You see how this looks, right? Again, you see how this looks. Do you see how this looks, Thomas? Now you see how that looks.
Exactly. But you see how this looks.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC. You see how this looks, right?
See how this looks. You see.
Not bad at all. Did I save any more sound bites? Because they're having a field day with the memes with this thing, so it's like pretty funny. You see how this looks. I really didn't. Wow, what's wrong with me? How am I gonna say something I like something and it don't show up? Now, hold up. More.
Are you sure your parents aren't home?
I'm sure.
Big night planned.
Big night plan.
Who are you?
Why don't you have a seat right there? I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet teens online.
I hate the internet because why are we always adding all these goddamn noises in the background? Just let the audio play out. Weirdos. All right, so we're going to get out of this section and we're going to go to... Hey, Bars on Love is a section where people like to submit their questions and we try to help them out the best that we can, even though we're not licensed professionals and you legally should not be taking this advice from us, but all right, whatever. I'm just a guy with a camera and a microphone and a phone in hand. A lot of people like to fast forward to this section because it's the most messiest section of the show. And this is where all the drama is, all right? Not the Cardi B album, but this is where it's at. Now, I'm trying to figure out where to start. Where do I start? All right, I got something.
Went on a first date with a streamer and it was obnoxious. He wouldn't stop taking to his chat that whole time. This was crazy and I felt super uncomfortable. Have you heard of this being a trend now?
No. Let me read that because it sounded kind of low. It just rhymed there. I went on a first date with a streamer and it was obnoxious. He wouldn't stop talking to his chat the whole time. This is crazy and I felt super uncomfortable. Have you heard of this being a trend now? That's weird. So it's weird in the way of how did he set up the camera? Like, is the camera just on him or is the camera on both of you? Or is the camera just on you? I think if the camera's on you, that's really weird. That's awkward. If he puts the camera here All right, there's two of you. Be like, I did not consent. Boom. All right. There was a ways around to avoid the streaming thing happening, which has been get on your phone and start blasting some Disney music. They stopped that real quick. Disney does not play about their copyright. Or some Michael Jackson or some Prince. Yeah, they pull it. I've experienced the Michael Jackson thing. It's crazy. Of the like what? Like copyright infringement. You cannot play this anywhere. I was like, oh shit. But yeah. Where'd you guys go? One. Who paid the bill? What kind of streaming did he do? That's better. Like, is the one where the fans are engaged? Like, they're engaged, but certain streamers, if you pay, it reads out loud what they say. So, yeah. Did the streamers pay? Not the streamers. Did the viewers pay for the food that night? Because then I wouldn't have a problem with it. I'd be fine. I'm like, what else can you guys pay for? We should go shopping. Like, go take me to the Louis store. They'll pay for it. But people will pay $1, $5, whatever, just to get some words off. So it's like, all right. So it's a bunch of like, I know if I was watching a stream of a guy on a first date, I probably would comment like, it puts the lotion on the skin. Like, oh, my Cool J just paid you $1, and it goes, it puts the lotion on the skin or it gets the hose again. So yeah, there's so many ways this could go, but I don't know what kind of streamer he is. Like, somebody just paid $1.
Run, bitch.
Like, it could be anything. It could be anything. So, yeah, that's weird. Like, did you see how many people were watching? Because if it's like 5 people, turn that shit off. Like, turn it off. Like, no. So, yeah, it's so interesting. Why would he do that? So, damn. And like, does that come into the delusion? Like I'm really popular. This is gonna take off.
You cannot trick me. You cannot trick me.
What you should have did was ask for the QR link to bring you to the stream, and then you start commenting, "Hey, yo, chat, should I walk out and let the vote happen?" So that's crazy, bro. I don't know. I would feel weird if I pulled up to a date and a girl just pulled out a camera and like, you're recording me for a reason? It's for my stream. That's weird. Like, yo, like normally that happens 3 dates later with the stream. But okay. You figure that one out. Next question.
Not a personal question, but a question. Okay. Do you feel it is now a man's goal to be a stay-at-home man now? I've been seeing a lot of posts about this and I feel uncomfortable.
Go back to your 9 to 5, bitch ass nigga.
Oh, don't come here with that men slander here. Are you crazy? It's only strictly women slander. All right, let me read the question. Not a personal question. You spelled personal wrong, but a question. Do you feel it is now a man's goal to be a stay-at-home man now? I've been seeing a lot post about this. Yeah, what the fuck? I've been seeing a lot of posts about this, and I feel uncomfortable. What about a man's happiness makes you feel uncomfortable? Why can't you guys share the same dream? That's the most craziest thing to me. Why are you mad what another lady's willing to do for another man that you're not? Better question. You see all these questions I just raised to your attention? These are the same questions men get. These are the same questions we get. And like when you're doing something, when you're doing the most for another woman because whatever, like you see something in them or whatever. So why do you care? Why do you care? Did you go on a date with somebody and they didn't offer not to pay the bill? Or are you more being internet triggered by all these posts? Because I see the same post that you're talking about. I actually shared the post like maybe about a week ago. Like it is now our time, fellas. Because I think for the 3 years in a row, women have been dominating the workspaces, right? So, which means the men aren't stepping up anymore or they're doing something else. Streaming, but yeah. You're mad at that? Is it the idea that if you are with a man and he wants you to wear the pants in the house, and now are you afraid that you can no longer be feminine? Are you mad that you have to take charge and be the person of all the time? Because I gotta tell you, a lot of men are tired of that shit too. A lot of men are tired of being looked at as the fucking solution. And that's not the right answer because I always tell everybody, yo, if you're a dude, man, you gotta suck it up. We gotta go through it. All right, we gotta figure it out. We don't have the luxury to be like, I don't know. Oh, what if? No, we have to do something now. We're gonna fucking figure this shit out now. We have to figure it out now. Like, it's just so much that comes into play. But this kind of relays back into the first question with the dude that was streaming. Like, all right, what was his goal? Was his job to be streamer and then you have a regular 9-to-5 job? So yeah, interesting. Also, oh my god. This is when I start to sound like a
monster.
Right? This is when I start sounding like a dick. This is where I start sounding like a piece of shit person. This is where I start sounding like all of these things. But we're here now, so.
Okay, let's go.
I don't want to hear shit from women. I don't want to hear shit about equality. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Yeah, you guys are dominating 3 years in a row, but what are the fields that they're judging you off of? Until I see a rise in the tough fields where more women are there, then I could not really care either. I don't care. I'm sorry, bro. Like, you're really mad about what this dude's doing? I get it. He wants to be a bad bitch. That's fine. That's what he wants to be. Guess what? You don't have to settle for that. You could choose whatever you want. But when it comes to like, oh, things have to be fair, equality and all this shit, how many of you girls or women, not girls, women, are working on oil rigs, true fire safety, plumbing? How many of you guys are ice road fishers, right? Fishermen, all these things. How many of you guys are really in these fields that are real treacherous jobs? Just unhealthy coal miners. How many of you guys are down there? Like I've been seeing this argument happen a lot, and it's kind of funny. And it's like, yo, how many of you guys are actually mechanics? I know that's actually on the rise too, but every now and then I see a video of a girl on Instagram. I'm gonna go do this to my car, and it cuts away, and they come back. Well, it's done now, and then you just see a dude walking away in the background. It's like, what the fuck? Like, how many of you guys are really in construction? Like real construction, like on like the fucking, what's that shit called? On a beam, 100, 200 feet in the air with a raggedy harness and a hard hat. That's going to be the only thing that survives the fall. Like how many of you guys are actually in those fields moving around? So if a guy sees that for himself, says, I don't want to be a part of that either, how are you to give him shit? What do you do as a profession? What is your job? And then we could start from there. Now it just seems like I'm bashing. And I don't want to sound like I'm bashing, but it's an honest question. Like, all right, you guys want guys to do all these things. Well, what are you guys going to do? Because a lot of you don't want to be traditional either. A lot of you girls don't want a job, but don't want to be, you guys don't want a job, but don't want to maintain the house either, right? You guys don't want a job, but then you guys don't want to cook, clean, any of this shit. And even though the titles are really for both, like, hey, like if me and my partner are 50-50 and everything, all right, cool. Then guess what? I got to sweep, mop, take out the trash every now and then too, right? Every now and then I got to clean because we're both in this as a joint 50-50. And that could be seen as wrong too. But if I have the main income coming in, I'm doing all this shit, you don't have to work, and then you hit me up with we need a babysitter, we need a nanny. What do you do? See, now I sound like a dickhead. See, that's what I didn't want to do. God damn it. It's like, you can't ask me for that. Like, you can't. I'm like, wait, what? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, oh, that sounds so bad. All right, let's
Okay, let's go.
That's how you lose the women fans. All right, this is for y'all. I'm just saying, sometimes men want to stay home too. I don't think nobody really wants to be. I really don't believe that everybody wants to work their whole life. It's crazy. I always think about this Louis C.K. joke where he goes, what if God comes down and he sees all the shit that we've done, right? This is really a shot at like religious people, but it's a good shot at everybody. What if God comes down one day and he sees what we're doing to this earth, right? He sees everything that we're doing, everything that's messed up right now. How do you think he would react? And I was like, okay. And then he continues in his whole diatribe, which was like, all right, what's happened to the polar bears? Why are the polar bears black? When we started digging for oil. Who told you to dig for oil? Well, like, I want heat in the house and I want my cars to go fast. For what? Who told you need that? Okay. Who told you need that? Well, we have houses and then we need to pay for things. Why? I gave you everything here for free. Who told you to have bills? Who told you to have this? Who came up with this idea of currency? Like, what are we talking about? And he goes into it and he was like, well, sometimes like I like nice things and I like the taste of bacon. What the fuck is bacon? You're eating the pigs? Like, wait, what? I was like, it's just funny. It's jokes. It all correlates because it's like, yo, bro, if you really think about it, a lot of the things that we have, a lot of things that we look at, we're like, all right, why? None of this was the original game plan, and out of nowhere is now the game plan. Now everybody has like the biggest gripe that I have is like I'm literally just paid fucking property taxes. Why am I paying property taxes on a house that's already fucking owned? So yeah, we're gonna figure it out one day. We're gonna rebel. Hopefully you're not listening this far in, but yeah, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of. And we are now at the end, good people. I want to say thank you for staying here for this long. I apologize if you're listening to the first half and there's a lot of noise going on. I'm going to try to figure out how to fix the audio to sound good across all platforms. That is my plan for today after I go watch the movie Odyssey. But that is a plan that will be put into action someday. When will this episode come out? Someday. But it's going to come out. All right. So until then, I just want to say, shout out to you guys doing your things. Shout out to you guys setting up your goals, achieving your goals, being a goal, and being a gold digger. Yep. Shout out to all that. So I need you guys to know that if things get a little rocky, things get a little rough, if you happen to fall, I need you to get your punk ass back up. The world does not stop because you stumble or fall. All right? You gotta keep on going, gotta keep on moving. Nothing happens when you're still, all right? To move is life. So, just want to say thank you to everybody for being here. Episode 196. It's probably gonna call it the crack era. I don't know when I'm gonna yell it yet, when I'm gonna name it yet. So, we're gonna figure it out. So, I'm out of here. Peace.
Deuces.